I honestly just want to go home. Literally, all my makeup sweated off. There it is. This is supposed to rescue me from my misery of carrying a heavy 8-foot table. No more 8-foot table mistake. 6-foot table, here we come. All right, guys, so it is 2:40 a.m. The night before, I have to head to another vendor market in the morning. Well, technically it's already the morning. I have to probably wake up at like 8:30 a.m. and then be at the vendor market by 10:40 is my loading time. So if I leave my place at like 10-ish, I should be okay. But I need to open this table and make sure it's okay. Otherwise, I will not be able to go to sleep. So yeah, that's why I decided to let me just order this brand new table. If you guys have seen my previous videos, you'll know that I had a whole fiasco of buying the wrong table. I have finally righted my wrong and just said, you know what? Even though I spent money on the table that was way too big, I am going to just spend more money and get a proper size table for my sanity. So anyway, it is the night before and I haven't had a chance to look at the table yet, but I want to open it first so I can check that everything's fine, so that way I know I'm good and I'll be able to sleep. If I don't check this, I won't be able to sleep because I'll be having anxiety about whether the table is okay and do I need to take out that massive table again. So the 8-foot table, that was a mistake. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my previous video where I talk about my whole big mistake. So anyway, I'm gonna open the table right now from the box. It's brand new, and make sure it's fine, and then I'll be able to go to bed and get ready for tomorrow. Oh, Jesus. Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness. Oh, jeez. Okay. Let's try this again. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I think it's upside down. I have to turn it upside down. Oh, my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was harder to get this box off than I thought it would be. Oh my gosh. So this is the table I got, Costco. It's a really high quality brand, very durable, and they have a really good reputation. So I thought it was a good choice. Now I just have to check the other side of the table, open it up, make sure everything works, make sure that there's no weird golf ball size holes in it or anything, and then we'll be good. Gosh, struggling. Oh my gosh. All right, looks like we are good to go. Yay, my 6-foot table. No more long 8-foot table. That was a disaster to carry. I just have to remove this paper thing. I hope it comes off easy. Okay, good. I was worried it would leave some sticky residue on it, but it didn't. Yay! All right, so time for bed. I will see you in the morning. All right, guys, so it is the morning time and we are heading to Torrance for a vendor market event. I have never been to Torrance before. I was researching online and some people call it Borrance because apparently there's not much going on there, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, guys, so I am at the Torrance event and it is boiling hot. I honestly just want to go home. Literally, all my makeup sweated off. I just tried to reapply it now and fix it, but it was like literally like a disaster. All like if you saw my face literally like 1 minute ago, it looked like, I can't even describe it. It looked like my face was peeling or something. This is way too hot. I didn't expect it to be so hot. I mean, there's a little bit of tiny breeze coming through, but it's like compared to the heat, like my whole back is wet. Like, I don't know how I'm going to continuing to go to these. I have about 4 more that I've signed up for, and I just didn't think about how hot it was going to be, especially setting up. Setting up is like the worst part when it's so hot. That's when all my makeup sweat off, literally. Oh, I just want to go home. Oh my gosh. I sound terrible. Oh gosh. I just want to be home. I don't know. We'll see. And I had to like put way much work to set it up because the wind, because there's still like a breeze that blows by every once in a while. And so I had to tape down all my prices, like literally one by one, tape all my price cards down with duct tape. Every single thing had to be taped to the table. So anyway, I don't know if you can hear me with the loud music, and it sounds like the music is getting even louder. So anyway,
I'll check in a bit, check in later. Not to be complaining again, but there just isn't really a lot of people here. There's just not enough traffic, foot traffic, to justify me sitting in this blazing hot heat. So, not that I'm just complaining a lot, it's just like there just isn't the amount of foot traffic to make it feel like worth it, you know? It'd be different if like there's all these people, then it's like, okay, it's worth it being in the hot sun, but like there's like barely anybody walking around. So I ended up getting an acai bowl at least, which just made me feel a little bit better. Oh, one thing I would say is like when you come to, as a piece of advice to anybody going to these sort of vendor market events, always make friends with your neighbors because then they can watch your stuff for you. Um, when you need to go to the restroom, when you get food. So yeah, my neighbor was able to watch my stuff, and then I also got her food for her too. So it was an equal trade-off. Oh, I was in such a rush this morning, as per usual. That look, my nails are so bad. Oh, I didn't even like showing it on camera. Hashtag entrepreneur life. Hashtag life is hard. Hashtag always late.
All right, guys, so it is days later after this event where I was so miserable. I had to take a moment because I was like, if I film a wrap-up moment right after that event, I am gonna be so negative in the video. And I'm just like, hey, I need a breather so I can think about what just happened, reflect on it, and give my unbiased thoughts, or at least as unbiased as I can be. It was rough. It was so rough, oh my gosh. So one thing that I didn't mention in the video, or I might have mentioned it, I don't remember, is that it was so hot that day. It was the hottest day of the year so far in LA. And my back was hurting so much. I was becoming so dehydrated because of the heat and humidity that my body was like inflamed. It was making my back stiffen up. My arms were getting muscle pulls and my legs were getting muscle pulls. And normally that means you're dehydrated. But no matter how much water, electrolytes, I drank a whole bottle of electrolytes, ice water, matcha, I drank so much stuff. And still it was like, not like it helped in the moment, but my body was like inflamed or something. And so that's what made me even more miserable, was because of the fact that like I was talking to a customer and literally my back was so stiff. I was like, yeah, this is Zam Jewelry and we're high quality and empowering jewelry for women. Meanwhile, my back was hurting so much. She did end up buying, so it was worth the pain, but still it was like rough. But you know, at the time, if you would have asked me in that moment, would I do this again? I would have said no way. But now that time has passed, I've thought about it and I realized that, you know what, at the end of the day, these are all experiences. And on top of that, I think I just had some bad luck, because after the event was over, the organizer sent an email to all of the vendors after the event apologizing because apparently they had to switch locations of the event at the last minute. Normally the event is in the parking lot in the front of the building, so you get a lot of, you know, traffic of people driving by or who pull over to see, they see, oh, market, and they pull over. And you get way more foot traffic in the front of the mall. At the last minute, apparently they had to move the market to the back of the building. And so that's why there was so much less foot traffic. And in the video, you see me say, look, there's barely anybody walking around because it was moved apparently. And I spoke to another vendor who was there, and they were saying that normally there's so many people to get so many sales, but since they moved it to the back, they're noticing a much bigger drop in sales. So I think also some of it was just bad luck for me as well. Because, you know, if I was at another event hosted by them at the same location, maybe I would have been in the beginning of the lot or the front of the lot where they normally are, and I would have gotten a lot more, although it would have still been painful, I would have been getting a lot more sales that makes it feel worth the pain, you know what I mean? Because I would have been like, oh my gosh, I'm getting all these sales, blah, you know, money coming in. And so that would have made, you know, it feel more worth it, even though I was in physical pain because it was so hot. But at least you can like fight, it feels like worth it, you know? But because it was so quiet, because of this location change, I think that made the whole thing feel way worse and made it feel like, why am I here? I just want to go home. It's too hot. My back is hurting. You know, it made it feel like that. I did end up getting some sales towards the later part of the day, but it was, you know, it's just unfortunate the way things worked out. But like I said, I don't regret it because I feel like I'm very grateful to be in a situation where I even get to share my jewelry with people and hear the amazing responses, and really the feedback I get really keeps me going, and every single experience is a learning experience. Like I feel like, you know, I learned more about, you know, I mentioned in the video how I had to tape my price tags down. And so now it's like, okay, I need to find another solution for the price tags and all that. So there was a lot of things I learned as well. That I also have a small hand fan at home that I take with me whenever I travel to Ghana. So future note, bring my little hand fan. So just those kinds of things I learned. And the number one question I asked myself 2 days later was like, does this experience change how I feel about my business? And ultimately the answer is obviously no, it does not. I still love my business. I'm still passionate about it. I'm still passionate about empowering jewelry and spreading the message of ZAM Jewelry. So if it doesn't affect how I view my business, it wasn't really that negative after all. And that's kind of the viewpoint I'm taking with it, and that's what I plan to, that's the mentality I plan to approach these events in the future. But don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean that I won't have moments in videos where you see me being like, I don't like this, I wanna go home, what am I doing, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're gonna see that again. I'm not making any promises that that won't happen again, but at least when I take a step back and I look at the situation, I can say, you know what, it's okay. It is okay. I will survive, you know, so. Anyway, so that's my reflection on this event. You know, hopefully next time we don't have that mishap with the whole parking lot or vendor spot change, and it goes good. I'll give it another chance. And I also, you know, the weather, I gotta think about that one. Gotta plan my calendar around the weather. I do have 3 more events in July, no, not July, sorry, in June coming up. And so, you know, I don't know, that's right in the summer, so we'll see, we'll see. I didn't think of that before I signed up, and most of them don't give refunds, so, you know, we'll go with it and I'll learn for future, I guess. If you have any questions, comments, leave it in the comments below. If you have any experiences as well, I'm so curious to hear of your miserable experiences as a business owner. Leave it in the comments below, and of course give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out when you do that. It helps the algorithm source my videos more. And of course, if you want to see more of my videos, subscribe to my channel, because this is a world where we keep being magic. Bye.